So the first time I got out of jail, after the first time I was locked up, the first couple of things I wanted to do was, one, finally make it official and get into my neighborhood. Two, have a great time, and what we called the great time was go get drunk, high off drugs, and one thing for sure also, I wanted to go and do chaos. I wanted to go all over my neighborhood and write my name, that I was from my gang now. And, I wanted to also earn my stripes, as a growing gang member, because, at that time, that's all we wanted to do. We got into this car, which was, stolen, and, the police were just that one step ahead of us. They were right there. As soon as we turned that corner to the left, they were right there in the corner waiting for us. They busted a U-turn. I just crashed over here, just started running. I tried to hit up the hill here. I wasn't nowhere near any kind of shape to take that hill on. Halfway up the hill, I was just exhausted. I gave up. They didn't even catch me. I gave up. Woke up in Central Juvenile Hall, and the boys are just waiting to get processed and into a unit. And that was my first offense that got me incarcerated. When I got to Camp Munns, it was crime 101. You share war stories and you just learn how to be a better criminal. That's what I learned. Instead of being sentenced to rehabilitate, I was sentenced to learn how to be a gangster, because I wasn't a gangster yet. I was still exploring my world that I was in. I was still exploring, like, if I like it or not, and I kind of liked it. But then when I got locked up, I knew it was something I had to do. My mom, she made me go under the impression that she wasn't going to say anything. So when I went to court, my mom just let everything out. She let it all out, saying that I wasn't coming home, I was doing drugs, I stopped going to school, and stopped seeing my PO. And it broke my heart. It broke my heart that my mom did that to me. It's like she sent me to jail. She put me away again. Because of her, I went to jail. Because of what she said, I went to jail. And that was what my mindset was. Like, I was so mad at her, but without her doing so, I would have never. Anything could have happened. I could have OD'd on drugs. I could have got shot. I could have got killed. I could have killed someone. Yeah, so the teacher would sit here. He just pass out these books, and he said, do a page, do 2 pages. And we would sit down and just see who's been here, by the writing. We didn't do anything but write on these textbooks. That this was school for us. And this is how we saw who's been in this camp, and we sometimes run into our friends and, sometimes even our enemies. And, and you're surprised, people are surprised how, you get locked up and you go back to doing the same thing and then you get locked up again. It looks like, why would they do that? It's like, that's all we know, That's all we, we're taught, until, New Roads came along and provided that alternative.
So one of our strategies has always been to use the creative arts as a platform from which they can just see themselves differently, as well as, we value education highly, right? So we always try to make sure that the young people are working towards getting their GED or completing their high school requirements. So that's the second strategy. And the third strategy is, our lifelong struggle to figure out how do we make decisions in life, right? So it's the whole life skills, how to shave, how to put in a tie, how to dress for an interview, and what have you. So combine those three, this 3 strategy has been very critical for us in ensuring that young people have a fair chance when they leave Gonzales. Meeting Edwin, demonstrating a lot of potential, a lot of curiosity, a lot of interest. And you can also see that Edwin had experienced a high level of rejection and, being misled and, not knowing exactly whether or not he can trust us or he cannot trust us.
I came out and I was going to Hollywood High School. He has all this potential and, all these things going for him. I didn't see it that way yet. Until one day, a friend came over and told me, let's go to a friend's house. So I decided to skip class that day, jump this fence here. School security witnessed me doing it. And to my surprise, just crossing the street, a police car just pulled me over. We're right here against this rail here. You know, they did the whole procedure, put your hands against your head, against the, and face the wall. And at that time, you know, everything was just flashing through my head, like everything that I was trying to do, you know, the little hope that I had for it, you know, it just went away, you know, and I saw it crumbling away.
So it all starts with us with the relationship buildings. We meet students at their level and we begin to trust one another. Trust, you know, that the young person is telling us genuinely that they want to move forward with a different outlook in life and, you know, make different decisions. And him, you know, not being ready or not being able to commit, you know, he was going to compromise a scholarship that he had received to attend Eagle Rock School.
And we sat down right in front of each other like me and you are right now. And he told me, what's up, you know, what's going on? Do you really want this, you know? I told him, yes, Fernando, I do. I know I'm messing up. Everything is, you know, is looking bad on me. Everything is against me right now. But if you can help me out with just getting me over there, you know, over there to school, at that school out of here in Colorado, I'll do the rest. I'll dive straight into whatever they're asking me to do.
Edwin's story is part of what should be a larger story. The impact that can have, as opposed to simply locking someone up for 6 months and not providing them with any kind of rehabilitative or educational programs. So, to take a quick look, in low-income inner-city schools, we're spending somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000 per pupil. At my former school, Crossroads School, which is a private school, we're spending about $32,000 per pupil. What's insanity is that we're spending somewhere between $125,000 and $200,000 a year to lock a young man up at a place like Camp Gonzales. We are taking lives that society has regarded as sort of throwaway lives, and we're saying, no, there's immense quality in the lives of these young men and women. And someone like Edwin is the living proof of that.
That was the first place that, you know, I felt like school was cool, you know, and like, if you were doing good at school, then that means you were one of the cool kids. And so now Monday and Thursday, I go up to camp and I teach life skills classes. The main thing for me, I build a relationship with student there, you know, and I tell them that, you know, so many things that Neuros can do, so many things that Neuros did for me. You know, we just had to see that you want it, a flame burning that you want to, you know, try something new. You know, I think it's very important for me to not only be a mentor or a counselor, but also a friend, you know what I mean? Like, I was there, I was stuck. I was so stuck in that mentality, trying to find something positive to do as well. You know, I didn't want to be locked up all my life. And I feel that there's more young people that have the same feelings that I had when I was their age.